How are we? Welcome to this week's episode of Heads and Laughs, where sports, mental health, debates and comedy are unscripted. Settle down with your hosts Gareth and Nathan. Let's get stuck in.
Hey Nate.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on holding farts in around a new partner?
Holding farts in?
Yeah, like, you know, when you proper crippling yourself towards one in because you don't want to, like, shit yourself, basically.
Well, I'll tell you a little secret now. That is not just around new partners. It's nothing dirty, ain't like that. It's nothing like, you might think it might be, but even now, when I go to the toilet, me and Paul have been together for what? A long time, 11, 12 years or something. I still go into the toilet, peel off some toilet roll and throw it in the toilet so she can't hear my shit hit the water like it goes down. So I don't mind farting in front of her, but I don't know why. It's the same anywhere. Like when I was like, if it be in a public restroom or anything, or public toilet, whatever you call it, or it's like in work or whatever. Like obviously, I know people might have their own opinions on like not going to the toilet in public places, but listen, if you've got a turtle and you've got to go, you've got to go. I'm the type of person that is like, It's weird because like obviously now my anxiety is very high because of my conditions and all that, but I've always been like that. I've always been like that. Like when I was younger, I go like I said, even now, like me and Paul have been together 12 years. We've had kids. We've seen everything and anything. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what happens with relationships. And I don't know what it is, lad. Every time I go to the toilet, like if she's in the hallway upstairs pottering about, I'll wait when I'm sitting on the toilet to let loose. I don't know why. I just don't like it, and it's normal, isn't it? It's just fucking a bowel movement.
I don't think there's much better than when you have a proper one, like, and you get the backsplash. It's like it's like having a B-day, innit?
I agree 100%, but like when no one's there to listen. Like the only person in the house that I don't mind is when if Lewis is in the house and it doesn't bother me. I don't know why. Like
there's nothing better than kicking back though and having just having a good shite, is there?
It's still what it is yesterday. I don't know why, but we've got we've got 3 toilets. We've got one downstairs, like an ensuite upstairs, and then we got like the bathroom. I went to the toilet downstairs. Soon to be known when we get kicked out, and I don't know why I took the footy in with me because I remember watching an episode of 2.5 Men.
You took a footy in with you?
Yeah, but let me explain why. Size 5 footy, so it was a little bit high raised off the floor. What's the episode of 2.5 Men? And it might have been on something else as well, but basically, if you raise your legs when you're having a shit, it's meant to be good for you. And do you know what? I tried it yesterday at a size 5 footy Liverpool one. I used to have it on my shelf over there. Baby plays with it. And I took it in with me yesterday and I put my legs on top of it just to raise. And do you know what, lad? It fell out like fucking dropping stones on the floor, lads. So good. Like it was just, it felt like the best bowel movement I've ever had in my life.
Trying to skim your logs off the top of the one.
That's the one, yeah. But yeah. Well, what's your thoughts on farting in front of a new partner or a potential new partner?
It's a risky one, like, I mean, I don't think you should be doing it like from the off. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
sometimes like it's either you face the music or face the pain in it. I think. Yeah, I mean, depending on which way you're back, like. If they're gonna go first, then it's free game and it's fucking game on.
Yeah.
Battleshit's the lot in the fucking first week, but yeah, it's defo an icebreaker.
I don't like it, mate. Like it sounds weird. Like it might be the reason why I am the way I am, with like being quite discreet in the toilet, which I am. I hate the thought of like girls shitting and pissing, like not pissing but shitting and farting. I don't like it. And
I've seen your internet history, lads. You defo like it. So, yeah.
It might just be that might be why I am the way I am because I don't like the idea of it myself.
True. So you've never had a golden shower? That's what you're saying?
Not yet, no.
Not yet. Try it.
Not yet, no. Yeah, maybe.
I'm not disclosing any information.
Maybe. To slightly change the question for you and just to make it a little bit more fun. Have you ever shit yourself before?
I've defo touched cloth like 100%.
Ever shit yourself when you were a kid?
Probably when I was a kid, lads. I'm getting old now, lads. Come on, I can't remember that
Come on,
far
surely
back.
you can remember. I can remember one time shitting myself when I was out playing in the park on my bike. Yeah. And I had
I
to
remember
ride
last
home.
time I was. Go on.
I had to ride home on my bike. I was in the North Park in 𝕊𝕡𝕠𝕣𝕥𝕤. And I was playing, it was like a play area. It's hard for me to explain to you because you obviously don't know what the park looks like, but you had like this big slide, and at the top was like a play area, you know, but it had like a hill that you could roll down on your bike. So when you're a kid, I think it was like 6'5" or something like that. We used to roll down the bike.
6'5".
6'5", yeah, at 5 years old, yeah. Used to call me Crouchy. And
Bet you had some Gertie shit, lads.
you used to slide down the hill on your bike, like, and I don't remember the process of me shitting myself and then having to ride home, but I just remember riding home, having shit myself, and ironically, one of my mates passed away a couple of years ago. Suicide. Sorry if that's a trigger for anyone, but and again, it's might be saying this. His mum actually passed away today, but this is why the story's coming to me head now. But his wife, anyway, I'm not gonna bring any names up, but yeah. So his stepdad. Like I always remember that when I was proper pedaling home, dead fast on my little bike when I shit myself, and he gave me like a little pat on the back as I was going past him on my bike, and I was crying because I'd shit myself and I wanted to go home and get changed.
You wasn't giving anyone a CC, was you?
Oh, lads. I just remember it now. He was like, go ahead, lad. He like give me this little pat on the back, like he's just like give me a little boost. But yeah, he obviously didn't know that I had fucking shit in me kecks. And
What you should have done is that hill. Once you
Yeah.
knew you'd shit yourself, just gone down it on your ass. You'd have gone
Yeah.
fucking flying, wouldn't you?
or the grass on the hill might have wiped my ass, and I would have been all right and could have stayed out and played then.
Fucking hell, nature's
What I mean?
finest. That would have been
Yeah,
the fucking
yeah.
using the 𝕊𝕡𝕠𝕐 bushes to wipe your ass.
Yeah. There used to be some man, a homeless man that used to live in the bushes.
You wipe your ass.
No, but he used to stink of shit.
How did you know, lads? How did you get that close?
I was only a kid, you know, lad. It wasn't me. Like I said, I moved, as you know, I moved to Ellesmere when I was young, but I moved back to Liverpool. But the first time I lived in Liverpool, I lived there up until I was 7, and there used to be like the park was quite big. It was used by a lot of people. Like it had like play area, swimming baths, football goals, and all that. Like
Nonsense.
yeah, and fucking tramps living in bushes. But God love him, he wasn't harming anyone. He was just homeless. You know what I mean? But I just
Was he
remember
harmless?
this. No, he had 2 arms. He was all right. Just to clear that up. But yeah, he used to stay in this bush by like one of the entrances, and he used to just stink. And I don't even think I ever smelt him. I think it was just like I just assumed he did because he was a tramp. But like he used to stink of shit. But I remember this one day, and this haunted me forever. Like literally, give me nightmares, and I'll explain more in a minute. These kids that were a little bit older than me, he must have been like 10, 11 or something. I don't know why they did it, but they bought a box of eggs and just went over and egged him when he was like lying down in like his little fucking his little den thing that he made to sleep in. Do you know what I mean? Because he was homeless.
In his igloo.
And yeah, in his igloo, but the bush. And I always remember that like every night for like the next couple of weeks, I had the same dream every night where like, but it slightly changed. Where we used to live on like a one-way road, and like at the back of us was like a train track, and every night I used to have the same dream where this homeless man was walking down the back entry. Do you know what an entry is?
Yeah.
An alleyway.
Down the entry.
Yeah, in the entry. And he was walking down the back alleyway or the entry, whatever you want to call it, every night in my dream. And every kid that threw an egg at him always there. Each night, he'd go in the back and kill them. And lad, I was like, this is how traumatized. I was only 5 or 6 at the time when this happened.
Well,
And
you can't leave the fucking house, lad.
my upbringing was fucked up, lad. And I always remember every night for like 2 weeks or something, like I had that dream, and every night it'd be a different kid that he'd go in. I wouldn't see anything bad happening, but
You wake up.
I'd know what he was going to do. Do you know what I mean? And luckily enough, I'd stopped having them dreams by the time he got to where I lived. Do you know what I mean? So,
Was that the moment you shit yourself?
no, wasn't the moment to shit myself. I might just shit myself in my dream. Lad, my mind's always been fucked up when I think about it now. Like even from such a young age, some of the dreams I used to have were crazy. Like this when the sun used to rise in the morning in the summer, I used to think that the world was going to end. I thought it was an atomic bomb going off.
Oh God.
I used to wake up every morning, like in the summer, like proper, like shit myself.
I'm still scared of the sun now, lad.
Oh, lads, crazy. Yeah,
Oh, how are you anyway, brother?
I'm all right, lad. Yeah, yeah, I'm all right. A little bit traumatized with them flashbacks now to shit myself, but
You're
yeah,
not
I'm all
sleeping
right.
tonight, you.
Yeah, what have you been up to today?
I actually took my owl fella fishing today.
Did you?
Those who know me a little bit closer than others, I won't go too in depth, but understand that you know, Dad's got a terminal illness and he struggles to get out and that. So it was nice to spend some time with him. Yeah, obviously he caught more than me. I just pretty much had me crabs and that was it. But yeah, so nice to spend a little bit of time with him. And you know what? So good for the mental health. So good
Yeah,
for the mental state today. Just being out there in the fresh air and spending time with him and just reliving certain things and just taking life for what it is, mate, and just cherishing those moments. You know what I mean?
yeah. It's crazy. Like you don't realize like the simple things in life are just so important when you get older. Like literally the
Yeah,
most simple
100%.
things in life. Like I haven't been fishing for the last time I went fishing was probably when I was like 16 or something. I went with my mate's dad, and I didn't care, lad. I just wanted to
Yeah,
drink and get pissed. You know what I mean? And like now I'd do anything to just like go and literally the videos I watch on the internet now are like people going fishing in mad places or like just do like surviving on next to nothing and just
yeah.
crazy. How, like, yeah,
It's not the biggest thing I utilize as a pastime.
yeah,
Like I might have took my iPad with me and chucked the podcast on.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But like I say, it's not about that. It was just getting out there, spending a bit of time with them, and
It's good to clear your
yeah,
head as well, though. You're out
yeah,
in the
that's it,
open. You
mate.
know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's good to just
that's
have a
it,
little bit of
100%.
a fresh memory instead of like right now. I've got one monitor there, one monitor there. My iPad. I'm talking to you. We're on the internet, and literally, like our lives now, not just me and you in general, but I mean, a lot of people in the world are just literally just surrounded by the internet and social media. Now it's good to actually get out and just be in the open and just be able to just be normal and like because I in my thoughts like stuff like that reminds me of kind of like being a kid again. Like you going out with your dad. Like I know
Mm.
obviously you used to play football a lot when you were a kid, so I'd imagine your dad would be there quite a bit, like and stuff like that. And it's gives you that little is it
A little bit of
dopamine?
nostalgia back in it.
Yeah,
That
is
bit
it
of
dopamine? Is that what they call it?
yeah.
Yeah,
Releasing
like
those good
yeah,
endorphins and taking it
and you
back. Yeah.
like yeah, like I was. We've joined a few mental health groups on the ℍ𝕖𝕟𝕒𝕝 page on Facebook. And we joined one that you joined or what I joined. I can't remember. I joined it on my private Facebook and I was commenting on a couple of posts and
Yeah, seeing that. Yeah.
it's crazy. Like you don't realize like the little time. Like it's like I said. I had a conversation with you about obviously meditating and stuff and like a first time when you feel like it's actually worked and you understand that like you can get your mind in a completely different place than what reality is.
Hmm.
And I feel like a situation like that, like going camping or going fishing or going on like a hike or something, or just being with people that you love, doing something that you might have done when you were younger or something like that. It gives you that satisfying feeling of like being able to just enjoy stuff more than what you would if everyone loves the idea of going to do things, but like getting it done actually does make you feel so much better. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. And obviously, the idea behind something for certain people is straightforward enough, and you just go off
Yeah,
and do it. But obviously, if you're struggling with your mental state or you've got anxiety disorder or something like that, there's a lot more hurdles to get over before you actually physically go and complete the activity, if you like, or even if you can do that. But yeah, no,
yeah.
like I say, it was boss, and yeah, instead of playing with maggots for the fish, I was just playing with my own maggot for most of the day. So, sounds.
Right, guys. For the last 2 weeks, we've been doing our predictions. For those that have been watching the first and second episodes, we're going to implement something new now. Basically, me and Gareth have been talking about it, and what we want to do is we want to come up with a score system, which we're not going to implement it in this video. We're not going to give you the score in this, this podcast. But what we're basically going to do is each prediction that we get right. So when we say get right, I mean, so say if Gareth says Liverpool 2-1, Liverpool win, but it's 3-1. Gareth will then get a point for predicting the correct outcome of the game, but he won't get any more points or anything else. But if he gets the correct score as well, you'll get 2 points. So what we're going to do is, in next week's episodes, we will have a subtotal of the amount of points that we've had so far over game week 1, game week 2, and also obviously we'll have game week 3 in there as well. By the time the next week's episode comes out, which will be next Friday, obviously game week 3 has been played. So what we're going to do is we're going to keep doing these predictions because we're enjoying it. Again, I'm not saying it's going to stay forever. We'll have to wait and see how it goes, see whether you enjoy it. And we obviously don't want the podcast to just become completely football. But yeah, we're going to implement something new just to make it a little bit more fun. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put a post up on Facebook and we're going to ask you to give us some suggestions for the loser to maybe do some sort of forfeit, whether it be a financial forfeit of donating money to charity, smashing an egg on their head, or
doing a stream with no fucking cap on your head, lads. Yeah,
me doing a stream with no cap on my head, or something along them lines. Anyway, but we'll leave that up to you.
Get them cowlicks out, lad.
It should be fun. Adds a little bit more spiciness to the predictions.
And the only reason he wanted to implement this, everyone, is because he got 2 fucking correct scores in the first week.
Listen,
if it was the other way around, he'd have fucked it right off.
No comment.
Onto him.
Yeah,
fucking
anyway.
Tory. Like that wheel behind him. Fucking Tory.
That wheel's done me well in the past, lads. Leave it alone.
Hasn't done me well.
It hasn't, no. But yeah, so that's what we're going to be doing. But we're going to go into our predictions from last week. We're going to obviously talk about how well we've done with them now. We're going to scan through them quickly because we don't want to spend too much time in it. Then we'll talk about the game week 3, and what we think is going to happen in them predictions. And like I said, all the scores will get added up next week. But yeah, first game last week was Forest against Sheffield United. And one thing I want to say before we go into any predictions, why was it not on the TV? It was a Friday night football game.
I think was it something to do with like the was it something to do with the Commonwealth Games or something like that?
No, I've got no idea.
Or the women's footy or something. It could have been. I'm sure I read something like that. But
I don't get it. I feel like it's a conversation for another day, but they need to swerve not putting football on the telly. They need to change that.
3 o'clock ban needs to go as well, but again, that's a different topic.
So Forest 1-2-1. I had 1-1. Gareth had 2-0. So none of us got the score right. Gareth got the outcome right. Liverpool against Bournemouth. Gareth put 4-1. I put 4-0. It was 3-1. So again, both got the outcome right.
It would have been fucking 4-1 if it weren't for that referee.
Yeah, might discuss that later. So make sure you stay tuned in. It was 3-1. Wolves Brighton 4-1 to Brighton. Gareth put 2-1 to Brighton. I put 1-0 to Brighton. So we were both a little bit off there in terms of the goals scored. Fulham against Brentford. It was 3-0 to Brentford. I had 0-0. Gareth had 1-1.
Good win for Brentford, that.
Very good. Yeah, they've started the season really well. We set 𝕊𝕡𝕣𝕥𝕤, was it? Started really good. Spurs against United. Gareth had 2-0 to United. I had 2-1 to Spurs. Spurs won 2-0 again. We've actually got a question later on in the Q&A about specific officiating things that happen, but we're going to have a little chat about officiating in general later on the podcast, so make sure you stay tuned in. City against Newcastle. Gareth said 3-1. I said 3-1. It's 1-0. We both said City to win, but City won 1-0. Probably could have been a bit more. Newcastle defended quite well.
Shows where Newcastle have come as well. They've done it over the last few years, going there and getting beat 1-0. It could happen to everyone. So
we said 3-1, but we were optimistic, and we were saying that as in a point of, you're playing probably the best team in Europe. Do you know what I mean? 3-1 away from home at City for any team pretty much is not a good result, but it's not a bad result. Do you know what I mean? The fact that you only got it to 1-0 as well. Like I said, our predictions were not like. The only
thing I would say with Newcastle is they didn't create mass amounts, did they? Thinking back now, nothing really stands out like massively where you think, I thought they could have done a bit more. They're quite reserved, weren't they?
Yeah, it was like they didn't want to lose by a lot of goals. You know what I mean? They'd take a 1-0 and go. Villa against Everton. Gareth put 2-0 to Villa. I put 2-0 to Villa, and it was 4-0 to Villa. It's not looking good for Everton so far. I think they could be bottom of the table. West Ham against Chelsea. Finished 3-1 to West Ham. 𝕊𝕕𝕤𝕒 had the debut of his life. Gareth put 2-1 to Chelsea, and I put 1-0 to West Ham. And then last game, Monday Night Football, very good game to watch. If you've seen it, again, another controversial referee decision. Palace against Arsenal. I put 1-1 and Gareth put 2-0 to Arsenal. Finished 1-0 to Arsenal just. So
Again,
yeah,
referees fucking me over.
a couple of correct outcomes from both of us, but I don't think there was any that I can remember there. I've just read out any correct scores, but
No, hit the Denver a couple of times there, lads.
yeah. Also, the act of the week, we're going to be changing what we're going to be doing with that. So instead of us basically reading out what we're going to be putting, we're still going to post it up on the Facebook page every week, but we're not going to. It's not going to be a segment in the podcast. This will be the last time that we talk about it. We might mention it on the podcast, saying
if it wins,
go check out our post. Yeah, if it wins, we definitely will. Like, but if it wins, it won't be any more podcasts because we'll be minted off our £10 bet. You know what I mean?
That's it.
So yeah,
Choose on each, lads, off to Dubai or something.
Yeah,
good hell.
Act of the week won't be a segment on the podcast anymore, but we're still going to do a Facebook post every week. Ask you to post your bets. Yeah, Gareth's pretty much the one who's going to make the bet for us.
And last week's didn't come in, so we're still here.
20 quid down the shitter, but you know what? Like I said, if you can afford it and you want to have a bit of fun, do it. If you're someone that's got an addictive personality, maybe not. If you're someone that can't afford it, don't do it. But you don't have to put a bet on. It just makes the weekend a little bit. There's so many betting websites now. Like I said, if you haven't got a problem with gambling, you can literally get free bets left, right, and centre. It's so easy. You know what I mean?
If you're relying on a win to pay bills, then pack it in.
Don't be spending any money that you haven't got. But yeah, that is our predictions from last week. We're going to go into predictions of this week. And there's no Friday game this week. Based on what
I'm going in blind here, lads. I literally don't know many fixtures for this weekend coming. Obviously, I know ours, but
lucky enough for you, I've got them up in front of me. First, wait there, is that right? Let me just check. That could be wrong. No, we have got a Friday night football. I don't know if it's on the TV. Let me just check. It is. It's on Sky Sports main event. So we got a Friday night football, which is Chelsea against Luton, 8 o'clock.
Right, okay.
Chelsea at home. Should be an interesting game. Luton have not got any points so far, have they? I think they're one of the teams.
They've only played the one, haven't they? The game.
Didn't play last week, did they? So, yeah, Chelsea against Luton prediction, guys.
Yeah, like I say, Luton obviously a bit of an unknown at this moment in time. They went to Brighton and got snotted, didn't they, on the opening day? But Chelsea, I mean, the first game they could have been 3 down. They could have won the game 2 or 3-1. They come out with a point against Liverpool.
Yeah.
Sunday again, if they scored a penalty, it's probably a different outcome. Yeah, they're just completely unknown. But yeah, you wouldn't expect anything but a Chelsea win, would you, at home?
You have to.
On the Friday night. I'll go a 3-0 Chelsea win. I think that should be quite comfortable for them.
I think in an ideal world they should be winning 3-0, but the fact that they just can't seem to get goals, struggling to score, and we're seeing the same things as last season. I think they will win, but I think it's going to be maybe 1-0. They need a striker. I like Nicholas Jackson, but I just don't think he's going to score the amount of goals or be able to do as much as what maybe someone else would do for them.
Nkunku's on the treatment table, which is obviously not helping.
He's a massive miss.
Darwin Núñez is going there, isn't he?
Early kickoff Saturday, Bournemouth away at home. Against Tottenham. What's your thoughts on that?
Historically, if I'm thinking correctly, Spurs struggle going to Bournemouth. I'm sure.
You know what the thing is as well with that? I think Bournemouth early kickoff. I don't know. We said this the other day. I don't know if we mentioned it on the podcast or we mentioned it just talking, but like Crystal Palace Monday Night Football is a hard game at their ground.
Yeah, we spoke about that last week.
Early kickoff Bournemouth away is not an easy game.
It's horrible, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a mad one. Yeah,
you never know with Spurs either. It'd be so Spursy to beat United and then go there and get turned over, wouldn't it? But you never know under Ange now.
They're not Spursy at all at the minute. Like that's one thing I will say. Like
Ange. I think they'll. I'm going to back Spurs to go there and get a win. Although Bournemouth again, first 10-15 minutes at Anfield looked all right. Liverpool was shaky, but you can only play what's in front of you. My head's saying 3-1 Spurs, but I think 2-1 Tottenham.
I'm going to go 1-1. Yeah, I think Bournemouth are a good team. I think they'll do all right if they can
They've got
play.
threat about them.
Yeah, I think the confidence of playing at home might help them. So yeah, I'm going to go 1-1. Brentford against Palace. 3 o'clock kickoff.
Yeah. Fucking hell. What we see in the Palace on Monday night. I think you've mentioned it previously that if they'd have played for another 2 or 3 hours, they probably wouldn't have found the back of the net. They just look so lackluster going forward, and with 𝕊𝕕𝕤𝕤 out injured, that's obviously not helping. I don't think he's back. I don't know his timeline on his injury, but I don't think he's back anytime soon. So Brentford at home, it's a tough place to go. Palace are a tough side to play against. I think Brentford will come out with 3 points. I'll 2-0 Brentford.
Yeah, I'm going to go 2-1. I think Brentford will win. They've shocked me so far. I'm going to say I didn't think they'd play as well as what they have without Ivan Toney. So the fact that they're going to do that.
I listened to a bit of Thomas Frank done an interview, and he's basically said there's no reason why they can't replicate what Brighton did last year and try and finish in those top 6 spaces. So he's obviously confident with what he's got in the dressing room and what he's seeing on the training ground. I think he's a decent enough fella as well, decent manager. I don't think they'll do it because I just think the strength of that sort of top 6, top 8 now be too much for them. But if they're in the mix, mate, when Tony comes back in January and he comes back and bangs in 15 goals between then and the end of the season, then you never know.
He's up there now. He's probably top 3 striker in the league, isn't he? Ivan Toney. When you think about it, now that Harry Kane's gone, who's better?
He's a proper out and out number 9, and he's a proper centre forward.
In terms of goal scorers right now, like I feel like Odie Haaland's got to probably be more clinical in front of goal than him. I love Darwin Núñez, I love Gakpo, I love Isaac, plays like that. But
if it weren't for the betting thing and obviously the ban, the suspension he's got now, that would have been the best signing Man United could have made this summer.
100%, yeah. Or Chelsea.
Chelsea, yeah.
Chelsea, yeah. Yeah, okay. Arsenal, Fulham.
Fulham have had a bit of a stinker of a start, haven't they, really?
Arsenal at home as well, the Emirates.
I mean, against Everton, they should have dropped points. And obviously they get snotted at home there, 3-0 to Brentford. Mitrovic is gone. They're looking a bit lackluster, sort of a second season syndrome maybe for Fulham.
Yeah.
Could be on the cards. Arsenal, again, weren't massively convincing on Monday night, but they went and got the job done with 10 men for the last 20 minutes. So Arsenal win. I'll say 3-0 Arsenal.
Yeah, I agree. I think Arsenal are going to snot them. I'm going to go 5-0.
Oof.
I think big goals. I agree. I feel like this is going to be these are going to be the Sheffield United of 2020 or 2019 or whatever it was.
Second season.
Yeah. Don't feel confident for them at all. Losing Mitrovic. Did Willian end up going? Sure he did, didn't he? I don't know. I don't even know.
He's still there, isn't he? He's still there.
He might be leaving. I think Silva's a good manager, by the way, but I just think he struggled last season when Mitrovic was banned as well. Do you know what I mean? And I think you need a goal scorer. Literally, is the difference between some of these teams getting European football or getting mid-table or not getting relegated. Do you know what I mean? And I just don't know what they're going to do. But yeah, I'm going to go
at the end of the day, football is about scoring more than your opposition. And if you're conceding 3 at home to Brentford and you're losing your star striker and you've only got a week now to try and replace him, which they won't be able to replace the quality of Mitrovic. I think they are going to struggle, unfortunately.
Yeah. Next game, Man United against Forest at Old Trafford.
Is that just the 3 o'clock? Is it on Saturday or is that the R5?
R5's Brighton, West Ham.
Not bad.
United Forest.
Yeah, fucking hell. United again. Last week I predicted them to go to Tottenham and do a job, but they just look so toothless. Again, the centre of the park was sort of non-existent. And Spurs, to be fair, when Spurs played a bit of football,
They were all over
it was easy for them. But you'd expect that home again. Forest aren't the easiest team to play against. They're coming back off the back of that win last Friday. I'll keep our mank mates happy. I tell you what, I'll predict them to win 2-0 again, like I did last weekend, and see what happens.
I'm probably less optimistic than you. I don't think they're going to win. I think it's going to be 1-1.
I'm just trying a bit of reverse psychology, to be fair.
The Mason Mount is injured. Now, I don't think that's a bad thing. I'm not saying he's not a good player, but maybe that'll mean he'll bring McTominay in and be a little bit more solid in the middle. It's crazy.
He needs to.
To put that as a conversation when Man United have spent so much money, say bring McTominay so they're more solid, it's crazy. Luke Shaw's injured as well. Malacia is already injured, so that'll even mean Martinez is going to have to play left back. They've loaned out Brendan. What's his name? The left back. What's his name? Brendan.
The young lad, Brandon Williams.
Brandon Williams. That's one. Yeah, they've loaned him out. So as far as I know, you haven't got to recognise.
Gone to Ipswich, I think, hasn't he?
Yeah, I think it was yesterday or the day before. You haven't got to recognise left back. So does that mean what are they going to do? Play maybe Lautaro Martinez there or someone else?
So if he puts Martinez there, he's going to have to bring Lindelof in next to
probably,
Varane.
Yeah, Varane. And I just think having Taiwo and now we obviously say his name up against them, and then having some of the players that they've got in the midfield driving through again. I don't know what United are going to do. I'm just not. I love it. I like the fact that I'm in this position where I think they might not win, but they should win. But I don't know if they will. I'm going to go 1-1. But at the same time, if United turn it on, they could easily beat them 2 or 3-0. Do you know what I mean?
Of course they could, yeah. And they need to find that performance, maybe.
Yeah.
Reminiscent of last season when they got snotted in the first two, and then was it when we went to Old Trafford, they beat us 2-1.
Yeah, exactly. They need that turnaround, don't they?
They just need that result, and it could click for them. But definitely that midfield, he can't have Bruno Fernandes and Mason Mount in there because we've all seen it. And again, from a Liverpool point of view, we've seen it firsthand last year there at Anfield, where if it's not going away, he throws his toys out the pram, and you might as well be playing with 10 anyway. So having that and Mount next to him when you're up against it, they need something. They need something desperately in there.
Yeah. Next game, Everton against Wolves at Goodison Park.
6-pointer, 3 games in.
Relegation battle.
Everton, Everton, like I said, first weekend, so I can repeat myself a little bit. They should have got something. Last weekend, they were absolutely fucking terrible. Some of them goals they conceded were absolute disgrace. Sean Dyche must be scratching those ginger sides, thinking, what the fuck can I do here? And it proves the point that they should have went and spent that £4 million on Connor Cozy when they've got Michael Keane starting. So, and then Wolves, obviously they got snotted against Brighton. Who did they play first week, Wolves? Can you remember? First weekend? They were away, weren't they? Obviously they're coming off the back of that heavy loss.
Oh, no. Wait, there was it? Oh, he played United, didn't he?
Sorry, they got beat 1-0 at United,
I don't know why I thought United was the last game they played.
So, again, fucking 2 polar opposite performances at Old Trafford. They played really well. Unlucky not to come away with something, but then, getting snotted 4-1 at home, but against a very good Brighton side. It could go either way. I'm going to back the Goodison faithful to get Everton over the line, and I'm going to say it will be a 2-1 Everton victory.
I think you're bold to even say there's going to be any goals in the game at all. Both of them it's a fucking barn door. I'm going to say 0-0. Calvert-Lewin's injured. Don't even know they're going to play a striker. Wolves, we've seen how many chances they got against Man United. And see, looking at that game a couple of years ago, like, this should be a decent game. This should be an alright game. When Everton were doing alright a little bit, like James Rodriguez and that, and Wolves had
were always scoring goals as well, weren't they?
Before Jimenez got his head injury, he was playing really well. He had Jota, Neves and players like that. Just 0-0. can't see any goals happening. Really can't. I think
But at least there'll be a point on the board for the Ev.
Yeah. Only what is it? 40 points they say to stay up.
Only 39 to go if you get one, lads.
To go. Right, next game, which is going to be the late kickoff on Saturday. I don't know why I was confused there. It said tomorrow at 5:30. Brighton against West Ham. Brighton at home.
Should be a good little game, that, shouldn't it? Especially on the back of West Ham getting that win against Chelsea. You would like to think that there should be goals, whether it's all one-sided or not. I'm not too sure. Tough place to go. I think we spoke about it in our first episode, and those who have watched it will probably remember that we said it's not a place you want to be going on the opening day, is it? And the poor old newly promoted Luton, that was their job to go there. You know, absolutely flying. West Ham unbeaten, got a point on the opening day, got a win at the weekend, so should be a decent little game, that.
Yeah.
3-1 Brighton.
Fair enough. I think Brighton are going to win, but I just don't know about how many goals. I'm going to go 2-0. I think, for me, I think Brighton are as good as Aston Villa and Newcastle in terms of the football they play and all that. I think they play the most entertaining football in the league for me. I mean that outside of any team. I feel like what 𝕊𝕐𝕝's got them doing. Some of them players, the fact he's got 𝕊𝕐𝕠𝕣𝕥𝕤 turning into one of the best ball playing centre backs in terms of like being absolutely fine under pressure.
Yeah.
When the keeper Jason Steele's another one as well. Like he was a keeper that was probably championship level at best, and now I know they've obviously went and signed a keeper, but the fact that he took over Robert Sanchez when Robert Sanchez was he was doing really well for Brighton, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Jason Steele now he's fantastic with his feet, do you know what I mean? And one thing I like
I
about
could do with them keeping a clean sheet. I've got Steele in my fanny footy, so
might do. Yeah, well, he will do in my prediction because 2-0. But yeah, I think the fact that like he just tells them to go and play football, and you know what, just do what I'm telling you to do. Play football, play out from the back. If it goes wrong, just get on with it and do it. Go again and go again. It's not your fault. That's what I want you to do. And some of the players that they've got, and one thing what we'll say is, and Cisco's just got injured, hasn't he? If that's how you say his name.
yeah, and Cisco,
quite a miss, but just they have a player, sell them, and then just like some sort of like TARDIS just like warps another South American player that we've never heard of.
Yeah, pull gems out of their ass, don't they?
Yeah, it's mad. Like it's fair play to them. The model that they've got going right now has made them hundreds of millions over the last couple of seasons, and fair play to Tony Bloom, is it?
Tony Bloom, yeah. He's pulling out gems from his ass, and you're pulling out fucking Lego.
Exactly, yeah. But yeah, I'm going to go 2-0. I think West Ham are good, but hopefully we see West Ham do better this season. Let's be realistic. Last season, they should have been pushing for the top 7 or 8. Do you know what I mean? They should have been pushing with West Ham, Villa. They should have been pushing with Villa, Newcastle, teams like that. Even Brighton. Do you know what I mean?
Brighton, yeah.
Yeah, I got 2-0. First game on Sunday, Sheffield United away to Man City.
Take your picks. Whatever City team decides to turn up should absolutely wipe the floor with them. Sheffield United will play a low block.
If these had De Bruyne, I would potentially, I know it's not a stadium, I would potentially say like this could reach double figures. This
is it at Bramall Lane, is it?
At Bramall Lane, that's the only reason why. Okay. And the fact they haven't got De Bruyne, why I won't. I think this will be a high score game, but Sheffield United and Luton, when they go to the Etihad, we could see a double figure game, I think, potentially.
Potentially, yeah, 100%. We've come close to it over the last few years, haven't we, in terms of teams you wouldn't even necessarily expect to be conceding that amount of goals, but especially now as well with the added time that's getting put on and stuff like that. You're playing 105 minutes, aren't you? So, but it's at Bramall Lane, okay. It doesn't change the outcome, but it might knock a few goals off City. 4-1 Man City. I'll give Sheffield United a goal. Don't know why.
I'm going to go 4-0. I think City will score 4. City have not conceded yet this season. As far as I'm aware, anyway. I don't think they have. And I don't see it changing now, especially not against Sheffield United. Another 2 p.m. kick-off on Sunday. Burnley at home against Villa.
Interesting one. Obviously, Burnley will be fresh, won't they, with no game last weekend, but
They had the
Villa are
midweek
coming
game.
off
They had the midweek game, didn't they, on a game yesterday or the day before against United?
behind closed doors. One, wasn't it? Yeah, I think they won 3-0, didn't they?
Yeah, supposedly United didn't really have any of the big players. They had some of the first team, but the first team players were like 𝕊𝕐𝕟𝕒𝕉 and that, and other like.
Well, I seen an image from there. Maguire was playing.
Yeah,
Sancho was playing. So,
okay, maybe there was better
seen an
players
image
than what
from
I
that.
see. Yeah.
But yeah, Villa had a good win last weekend, which we've already touched on. They had a great win yesterday in the Europa League qualifier against Hibs.
5-0,
Ollie
wasn't it?
Watkins scoring his hat-trick.
Yeah.
So, you know, they should be on top form, really, and 9 goals in 2 games isn't to be sniffed at for anyone. Doesn't matter who you're playing against. So,
Yeah.
I expect them to go there full of confidence. Not an easy place to go, but with their quality up top, and I think that bit of steel they've got in midfield, it should be enough to go to the likes of 𝕊𝕐𝕉 and come away with the result. So I will go 2-1 Aston Villa.
I'm going to go with the same as well. I think you're right. I think Burnley will get a goal. I think it won't be an easy game. I think 𝕊𝕐𝕉's a bit of a dodgy game, can be anyway. Company's obviously got some players from good football. They actually played all right against City first game of the season. Yeah, I go to 2-0 as well. Last
2-0
game.
or 2-1?
2-0. 2-0. 2-0.
You're going 2-0 Villa, yeah?
Yeah.
You just said you think Burnley will score, lads.
Oh, yeah, 2-1. Ignore me. I was too busy on getting into the next game because it's the big tasty one that we've all been waiting for.
If you get that right now, you're not getting any points for it on the predictor.
Just to clarify, 2 to Aston Villa, 1 to Burnley. They're going to score. Last game of the game week, which is Newcastle against Liverpool, St James Park. 4:30 kickoff. What's your thoughts?
In my lifetime, to be honest, I've never probably been as fearful going to St James's Park. Last season, but last season we were at a point where we probably expect Liverpool to go there and probably not getting it in, but we come away winning 2-0. So, you know, again,
you're more confident this season, or less confident?
100%. We're only 3 games in, aren't we? And you know, going forward, we've looked electric. Endo's had 10 days in there now, so we should by the time the game comes.
Apart from the crazy 5 or 10 minutes at the start of the game last week, I thought we looked well defensively as well. Even against Chelsea, I know people are sitting there picking certain things out, and I know we have had to rely on Alisson in a few instances, but I actually think Van Dijk had to play well. I think Van
Dijk's been sound, yeah.
One thing we're going to get this week, which we haven't had the luxury of, we're going to be able to play players in the positions that they actually play. So I'm hoping that we're going to get to see McAllister play centre mid, not play, as a DM, and hopefully Endo will start, or Stefan Bajcetic is up to, the speed of the game and can get started.
Yeah, Newcastle will obviously attack, and from their point of view, they will feel as if they can get out at Liverpool and cause us umpteen problems, which, I have no doubt they will. I have no doubt that Alisson will have to be giving us a 9 out of 10 performance, 10 out of 10 performance on Sunday if we're going to come away with anything. So, again, it's got all the aspects to be a great game. From my point of view, I hope Nick Pope thinks he's playing rugby again and comes steaming out and tries picking the ball up.
Yeah.
And gets himself sent down the tunnel. But no.
I'm more confident this season than last season going to their ground. Watching them for the first few games and see the way a few of their players are played, their midfield is a lot more open than what it was last season.
Yeah, and I think 100% it is.
With the energy that we've now got in the midfield, like McAllister and Szoboszlai will love, I feel like they can be got at more, but I also think that they are more dangerous on the attack than what they were when we played them last season. Like, I think when we played them at their ground last season, they were, I can't remember, I think it was just before it, they were struggling to score goals, you know what I mean, or around that point.
Yeah.
And now Isaac's, getting a few goals. I think Harvey Barnes is going to score. I mean, not against us, he might do, but we'll have to wait and see. But I feel like they've got more goal scorers now that are capable. Like last season, a lot of I think they scored like 70 goals something last season. I think 𝕬𝕟 got like 11 of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 60, 70 goals.
His purple patch, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I just don't Now they've got like Isaac settled more. Alan Wilson's at that form towards the end of last season. He also scored a few against Aston Villa as well, or one.
Come off the bench and got himself on the score sheet, didn't he?
So I think personally for me, I think we're in better shape than what we were last season when we played them. But I also think that they're better going forward. But I think we're better defensively than what we were when we played us last season. So to be in.
I'd argue the toss going forwards. I wouldn't necessarily say they are better. I think now with Liverpool, if 𝕄𝕟𝕟𝕒𝕟𝕒 starts and you get McAllister further up the field, linking with the front line.
Yeah.
Obviously, a lot of the listeners who don't support Liverpool won't have seen it, but we've seen it in pre-season where he was further up the field and he was linking up with the front line boss. I really, that's our most exciting part of our team and the part of the team where you'd be most confident who are going to probably go out and do the job week in, week out of scoring goals. So I'm gonna stick with my team. Again, like I've said, it's not an easy tie, and it could go either way. But I'm going to say Liverpool are going to come away with 3 points and a 3-2 classic victory.
It's not an easy fixture. Like for me, like I say, I put Newcastle in the bracket of being a team that I know they got top 4 last season. I don't think they're quite in that bracket yet of being a top 4 team. Do you know what I mean? And
overachieved,
yeah. They are a very good team though. But like for me, going away to them is similar to what it would be for us going away to like Brighton or Aston Villa or someone. Do you know what I mean? I wouldn't be as confident as what I have been in the past, but I think that's also down to the fact that Liverpool aren't as good as what they were. 18
I
months
think
ago.
with the St James's Park crowd, though, I would put it more on par of maybe going to the Emirates, because I just think R4 Sunday, big game. They'll squeeze an extra 10% out of the players. I think it's just not an easy place
I
to
agree
go.
with that in terms of like the crowd in the stadium. I'm going to go with a draw. I'm going to go 2-2. I think Liverpool, like I said, on the day, the problem for me is Liverpool. I think Liverpool are more than good enough to beat Newcastle. I think Liverpool are a better team, and anyone can rinse me and all that, whatever you want. In my opinion, Liverpool have still got the second best team in the league. Now, people might say it's Arsenal. We'll wait and see towards the end of the season. They've done it for 12 months, and they fell off quite massively towards the end of last season. Liverpool finished the end of last season the second best team in the league in terms of points and stuff like that. And Liverpool are the only team at the minute who are like 12, 13 games unbeaten in the league. So Liverpool have still got a way to go to get where they were. But I still think Liverpool have got the second best team in the league. And I'm confident. The only problem is I've still got that PTSD of last season of not knowing which Liverpool team's going to turn up.
Yeah, 100%. You took the words out of my mouth then. Liverpool could turn up and be 2-0 up inside 10 minutes. St James's Park goes quiet and Liverpool just
Liverpool could concede in the first couple of minutes.
We could be 2-0 down in the first 10 minutes. It's one of them. With Liverpool, you literally... It's not like a few years back where you knew that if Liverpool scored first, they'd probably go on and win the game 4-0.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
That
But
we'll see. But yeah, I'm gonna go with 2-2 anyway.
Should be a great game anyway.
Yeah, hopefully it is anyway. And we probably will do a watch on for that as well. So make sure if you're not following the NLG page, which I imagine a lot of you are already, go follow there. But that's the segment for the predictions. Don't forget, we're gonna do a little score thing every week as well, but that'll start next week.
And keep your eyes out for the 𝕊𝕟𝕟 going up on social media.
Yeah, from Gareth on Friday.
Nathan, you wet your whistle, lads. What's your thoughts on pork pies?
Thoughts on pork pies?
Yeah.
They're all right. Don't like the jelly part in them, but I don't mind them.
Jelly part's the best bit, lads.
No, it's not.
I had a proper Tory pork pie the other day,
Why, what was it?
Got it from the well, it's Nisa local by ours, but they have the co-op food.
Nisa local Tory?
No, but the co-op food. Listen, I'll describe the pork pie and then it's Tory like pork pie, caramelized onion and cheese in it, lads.
Yeah, I wouldn't eat that because I don't like onion.
Lads, it was different gravy.
I think my problem is with pork pies. Everyone I've had have been pretty much the cheap shitty ones that you get from like Asda. I don't think I've ever eaten a decent pork pie.
I'm going to
Never.
send you a pack of them.
I won't eat them. They've got onion in.
I'll scribble caramelised onion out on the packet so you don't know.
He just
Alright.
won't get scanned. He will not get scanned.
Well, fuck
I'll
you
just
then, lad.
throw to my fucking the next door neighbour's window.
I'll send you some smart price ones instead then, you rat.
Even them, they got jelly. I don't like the jelly in it. It's like, I don't know, it just doesn't sit with me right.
So you don't like pork pies? Your thoughts on
No,
pork
no.
pies are the fucking
I
shite.
don't mind them. Like, you know, if I'm at like a party or something, like a kid's party or like a family party, you always have like sausage rolls and pork pies and shit cut up into like quarters.
Vol au
I'll
vent,
eat,
chicken legs, cheesecake.
I'll eat 1 or 2 pieces of a pork pie, but it's not like, oh, I want a pork pie. Like, if I'm hungry, I'll eat it, but like, I've got to be hungry enough to like feel like I need to eat for me to
Yeah, I
eat
know what you
it.
mean. Literally, you'll just scran anything.
Yeah, like say, yeah, I'm hungry now, which I'm always hungry at this time, late, and I haven't had for ages, all day. If there was a pork pie in front of me now, I wouldn't eat it because I'm not that hungry, but I'm hungry. But like, if someone said
I'd
to me
scran a
now,
pork pie, mate.
again, it might just be because I've not had a good one. I just not a massive
Warm.
fan of like the jelly.
Warm, little 20 seconds in the microwave.
No.
The standard one. Oh,
I'm to tell you what I used to love when I was a kid. I used to go to Vauxhall Motors.
men in bushes. Oh,
Um,
sorry. Come on.
I didn't like them. That's why they got eggs through at them.
I loved them.
I used to go to Vauxhalls. They used to do like these sausage rolls. I don't know whether they were homemade. Don't know what they were, but they used to have them in like a little hot stand thing. Do you know what I mean?
Miss
But I
Purcell
don't-
made them.
yeah, they used to stink of fish. And I used to get one of them, and I'd get gravy on it with tomato sauce. And you know what, lad? It was fucking the sausage rolls were lovely.
Hang on.
Best.
Gravy.
Yeah.
And tomato sauce.
Yeah.
Scumbag.
Oh, yeah. Have you tried it?
No, you're a scumbag.
You
Don't
got a
give
scumbag
fuck.
then if you haven't tried it.
You're a scumbag.
You
You
haven't
haven't
tried
tried
it?
my pork pies, but you didn't like
I
them.
don't like onion. I'm not going to eat onion if I don't like it.
I don't like tomato sauce and gravy.
How do you know you haven't tried it?
I have tried it.
No, you haven't. You just said you
I
haven't.
have. I have
What
tried
you,
it.
what are you lying for?
White Lion Bar. Listen, gravy and tomato sauce, you're a scumbag.
Nah, do you know what, lad?
You know,
Do you know
you're
what? I
changing my
don't.
mind.
So if you never had like mince and mash or something and just put like a bit of tomato sauce on it.
Not that I can think of off the top of my head, no.
Oh, I wouldn't say that's a bad. I wouldn't say that's like something people don't have. I think
I'd
it's
put
quite.
tomato
Like,
sauce on like a lasagna or something like that. Or
no, I wouldn't put it.
barbecue, but
No, I wouldn't do that myself. Even I don't like. I wouldn't do that, but I don't think it's that bad. If I have like a
would you
bowl
put
of
tomato
scallops,
sauce on a roast dinner?
no, I'll have mint sauce.
Oh, that's
Mint
all right.
sauce. Like I said, it's just when I used to literally, well, when I was younger, I would have tomato sauce on a roast dinner. Like when I used to have tomato sauce with everything. But it was
Explains
just
a lot.
something about these sausage rolls, like they were just like me mouth watering thinking about them now. So I haven't
See,
had
go
one.
on, lad.
I'm starving. Like I've just grew an
Save
extra
that for
10
the
seconds.
OnlyFans content, will you? For fuck's sake.
But yeah, they were lovely anyway. But anyway, we're going on to the best segments of the
What's with
podcast,
this?
and it is because I'm just telling you to fuck off, basically.
He's going back to last week at his table round fucking Hitler. That's
It's
him in
it's
there.
the tomato sauce with the gravy. Listen, try it, and then come back and tell me what you think. But yeah, best segments of the podcast for me. I like having a conversation, but I love this part. And this is the 𝕊𝕐𝕟𝕒𝕒𝕒 joke segment. We got some tasty ones here.
Yeah, da.
There's one here that is like I didn't know whether to put it in there or not put it in there because it's quite bad. Like it's funny, but it's like it shouldn't be funny. You shouldn't be
Are
laughing
you
at it.
opening
But
up with it?
no, I'm gonna let you warm up
okay.
first. Right, okay.
Okay.
So Gareth hasn't AD, so he hasn't got a clue whether these are gonna be funny or whether they're gonna be shite. This is my segment to kind of like.
Don't forget any of the
warm him up.
joke this week. Like last week with bell ends and stuff like that. I had to laugh.
Yeah, well, I think I haven't like put it in 2 segments this part, like in terms of like some of the jokes, so it should be fine. Anyway, first
Okay,
one.
mate.
Guitar runs about with an extension cable, shouting, "I've got the power."
Not Phil Taylor, is it?
Oh, I love that. Do you know what the best thing about these are? That is such a shit joke, but it's a guitar joke, so it's funny. Do you know what I mean?
I'm all about shit jokes, lads.
Yeah. Next one. Your dad says compliments to the chef after paying the bill at the chippy. Oh, with his pie dinner, that he's just spent £6 on.
Don't do peas, mate.
Yeah. Your dad stands in the back garden going pss, 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 and he doesn't even have a cat. Oh, no way. That type of dad, he's the same as the one from last week that pulls his kecks right down to his ankles to have a piss. Defo.
In the garden, going.
Yeah. Wants the cat to lick fucking whiskers fucking food off his bollocks. Oh. Right, next one. Your dad's a 6'7" goth who works in Greggs and calls himself the Underbaker. Again, you might be cringy these, but I love them. Your dad's a black belt at Rolling Six, calls himself Backy Chan. Love that. Backy Chan. This is the controversial one. You might not think it's that bad. Your dad likes his birds like he likes his whiskey. 12 years old and mixed with coke. Oh, that's not a good one. Not a good one.
I think that's fucking hilarious.
Oh, and just remember, everyone, this podcast is about having a laugh. This is not true. There might be someone out there that likes that, but I mean, it's just Anyway,
some don't even like it mixed with coke.
Yeah. Your dad was addicted to the hokey cokey, but then he turned himself around. Oh, love these. Absolutely boss. Your dad shouts like a glove when he returns his trolley.
That is satisfying. That is fucking satisfying.
It is. That one's like that one that we can relate to because we're getting older.
Beautiful. Just slot it. Oh, just slots right in.
There's nothing worse than when you're trying to put a trolley back and it just won't go in, or your coin won't come out when you're trying to fucking put the little key thing in.
But when it just goes in the first time and your coin comes out just that enough, just go.
Just so you can just grab it with like the tip of your fingers.
Stunning. Like a young Reynolds.
Second to last one. Your dad flicks faggots on your ma's head, calls her Mrs. Doubtfire.
Imagine using your bird's head as an ashtray, lads.
Smoking end.
Right, lift
last
your
one.
head up, you big.
Right, last one. Your dad thought Amazon Prime was his Transformer. I love it.
My dad probably does.
I know. To be fair, like if you're not savvy on the internet, like you probably wouldn't know what it is. And Amazon Prime does sound like fucking Optimus Prime or whatever it is. I've got no idea what like any Transformers are, but even I could say that sounds like a Transformer. Do you know what I mean?
What do you call a cow with no legs?
What do you call a cow with no legs? No, I don't know.
Ground beef.
Ground beef.
What do you call a cow with 2 legs?
I don't know.
Lean beef. We're here all week. We're here.
Right, on to the Q&A part of the podcast. As always, we ask you to send questions in, topics, debates, anything like that. And we'll reel a few of them off towards the end of the podcast.
Can I just say, if you haven't wrote in, you're a rat.
Tory. No, you're a rat Tory.
It's 10 seconds out your day, which could make absolutely boss content for you all to fucking watch.
Anything.
That's
like not going to get us demonetized, even though we're not monetized yet.
Someone fucking comments about my fucking pubic hair and that, like, fucking... Yeah, I'll take a drink as well.
Yeah.
You know, just do it.
First one. If you're bald, this is from ℍ𝕖𝕟𝕥𝕒, by the way, who is probably going bald, or he is bald. If you're bald, do you wash your head with shampoo or body wash?
It's a good one, that, Luke.
A very good question.
Thinking of Luke's heads just made me think of pork pies again, to be honest.
Like, technically, if you've got a baldy head, you've just got like a full fod to your back, haven't you, really?
Yeah, you've got a thunderfod, haven't you? But you've still got hair follicles on your head, though, haven't you? Whether you're bald or not, I would imagine.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Well, here's one. If you do shave your pubes, do you use shampoos down there, or do you use shower gel? I use shower gel.
Shower gel.
You don't use shampoos down there, do you? I'd go shower gel. And then a bit of moisturiser. I'd go shower gel if I had baldy head, I reckon, yeah.
Would you? I wouldn't. I'd use shampoo.
Why, lads? There's no hair there.
Yeah, but like you just said, you still got hair follicles.
Yeah, but you might clog them all up, mightn't you, if you're using shampoo?
Oh, no. You're cleaning them, you're helping them open up and potentially one day grow a nice, big, lustful head of hair again.
You're just trying to keep hold of something that's not there, lads.
All I know is if I was bald, which I'm not yet,
no one knows under that hat, lad.
I've got hair. I just decide to wear a hat.
Show it.
I'm all right. Yeah, I'd definitely use shampoo. I feel like body washes for your body, your head. I know you could say it's shampoos for your head.
I'm going shower gel and then moisturise it afterwards.
Yeah.
Well done, Luke. Good question, lads.
Next one again from Luke. This one is specifically for you. Does guys consider themselves strawberry blonde or Moulin Rouge?
Moulin Rouge. No, neither.
Go on, lad. Tell the crowd, what are you?
Fucking Egyptian sunset, lad. That's me.
Tell them.
The hair under here is darker than this, by the way. This is a bit like Shabby Alonso. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Your beard could get away with you if people didn't see your head of hair. Some people have brown hair, but still have a ginger beard.
Yeah, it's quite dark. Like, look.
Yeah. But it's
I'll show you that.
Or what you've said, Luke. You know what I mean?
Neither or, Luke. Not bad.
Yeah. Next question is actually for me. This one's from Dan Cabela. He said, "What would you have done if you didn't take up a career as a chef or a streamer?" I'll be perfectly honest with you. If I had my own way, I wouldn't have done as much as I love doing it. I wouldn't have done streaming because I only ended up falling into that just because of, I couldn't do any other job really because of my mental health. In terms of
it's because he was a shit chef.
The position that I'm in now, if I couldn't do what I'm doing now, I don't know what I could do genuinely just because of my limitations. In terms of like being a chef, I started being a pot wash when I was like 17, and I've had different chef jobs and stuff like that up until I was unable to work a normal job, I would say, which was like 4 years ago. But when I was like 18, 19, I went and done kind of like a taster where like you done like a few weeks. I was gonna try and become a barber. So probably I was. It's mad. Like no one a lot of people won't know this. Like most people won't know, but actually Paula might know and a few other people. But I always had this image when I was younger, when I was like 19, 20, that I always wanted to own a barber shop that was also connected to a cafe. Like when I don't know why, I just had this big like idea in my head that I loved cooking and I wanted to get into cutting hair.
Yeah. Have a little brew and a fucking butty or a toasty or whatever while you're waiting to have your hair cut or whatever.
Again, I don't know.
It's not a bad little idea, that, lads.
It is, but the only problem is it'd be how you would get it to work because obviously the hygiene and stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Hygiene. Yeah.
That's what I always wanted to do when I was younger, like up until probably maybe 21 or something. That's what I wanted to try and do. But to answer the question, if I wasn't a chef or a streamer, probably a barber. All I can think of. Guys, in your line of work, what would you tell people what your line of work is?
I'm a construction manager, which I started out as a baby, as an apprentice, and worked my way up to that from that level, and that's pretty much all I know. But I sort of fell into it. It weren't really, construction weren't, sort of in my plans when I was 15, 16. Sort of when you're taking your options and all that sort of palaver. I sort of fell into it as an apprentice and sort of just carried on that journey. But it's not the easiest job in the world. And if I could have me time again as such, I'd much prefer to do something in sport in terms of sport media, whether it be reporting on sport or, you know, writing about it or something like that. I mean, the derby of 𝕊𝕡𝕠𝕣𝕥𝕤 I couldn't do, you know, couldn't be a professional fucking coach or anything along those lines. But I think my love for sort of, I say sport, more so football, talking about it, writing about it. I think if I had my time again, I'd try and push something down that route, definitely.
Definitely something possible that you could have done. I mean, like, in
Yeah, I
terms of,
think
like,
it is, yeah.
especially nowadays, I feel like if you've got social media now to know what to do on that, and, you know, you're quite literate and stuff, you can definitely, even now, like, you're not too old to do it now if you wanted to.
No, I think I sort of toyed with the idea after, you know, sort of touching back on the mental health side of things after, you know, that sort of blew up a little bit, and I was toying with the idea. But I think when you get to a bit of a certain point where you're sort of used to that income, you've got kids, you've got house bills to pay and stuff, I didn't want to fully press the reset button.
Yeah.
Because I was having to do that a lot anyway. Because
You've got a very good career as well, haven't you? Like, it's not something that's like, you'd have to.
Yeah, don't get me wrong, I'm not blowing my own trumpet or anything like that. It's not the fucking best in the world. It's not the worst in the world. You know what I mean? It pays all right, and you know, it has its benefits of working with different people, interacting with different people on a daily basis. So yeah, I would have found it hard to completely press the reset button and go back into studying for X amount of years when, you know, I spent the first 5-6 years of my career in the construction industry working alongside learning. But yeah, if I could have my time again, I'd defo make sure you're happy is probably what I'm trying to get to. Make sure you do something you love, because it can be painful going into a job some days if you don't enjoy it. But I'm not saying I don't enjoy mine, but every day, you know, every job has its good and bad days, doesn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Right, next question for Mark Ross. If you could have one superpower, what would it be and why?
Invisibility.
Would it?
Yeah. I was getting in the bush with your mate. No, I'm joking. I just think people might think I'm fucking a weirdo here now, but again, thinking from sort of a mental health point of view, you know, when sometimes you just want everyone to fuck off and you just want to be on your sod.
Yeah, I get it.
If you could go invincible, no fucker would know you're there, would they? You could sit back, do whatever you wanted. You could listen. You could, you could be there but not be there in the way that you want to be. So you can still sort of see everything going on
like
around
an out-of-body experience.
Yeah. So you could sit there and still watch the footy, but no one knows you're there to my idea or ask you questions or whatever. So from that point of view, fucking invisible, lads.
Probably something like I'm not gonna lie, I was quite surprised you say something like that. I think there's more.
What was you gonna say? Like, have a massive penis?
No, that's not a superpower. That's just fucking my reality in life, lad. Know what I mean? Is what it is.
The one on your forehead.
Anyway, so if I had to pick my one, because let's be serious now. If we're gonna have a superpower, you gotta have a good one, haven't you? Not one like Gareth just said. Time travel or something. Travel back 10 years. Put money on Leicester win the league. You're minted. And think of all the stuff that you like your mental health and all that. I feel like I like we said this on last week's episode. We didn't know we suffered with mental health at a certain point when we'd already been suffering with it. Like, I only recently probably knew that I was suffering a lot longer than what I initially thought. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's one side of it. The other side of it is, one thing, in my opinion, the most important thing in the world is time. It's
100%.
not more important. You only get, once your time's gone, your time's gone. If I wanted to now, if I wanted to go back 10 years now and just you can change the future, you can change things, you can stop things from happening. Do you know what I mean? And I believe
Bernard's Watch.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
What a program, by the way.
Yeah, it might be time travel. 100%.
Nah, it's a good one. That fair play.
And then if I had to pick a close second one, I'd love to be able to teleport.
Can I rob your time travel one? Can we just cut all this out and start again? I'm going for time travel, lads. Great question, Mark.
But yeah, let's be serious. There's no correct or wrong answers to that. It's just,
No.
whatever. I think any superpower that has got a, all the stereotypical ones like invisible, flying, all that, they've all got the benefits, haven't they? There's no negatives to them. I don't think so anyway. Steve's asked the question, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I'm going to try and basically, give a little bit of a reason why this happens. But Steve Joyce has said, explain why Liverpool as a city hate the establishment and government for people who don't know. Actually, it's quite an interesting read. Mainly so people don't think Scousers are arseholes when they boo the national anthem.
I think that's something we could cover quite broadly.
Yeah, we
whether
could.
You want to...
We will cover that like as maybe a big segment on a different podcast, but to break it down, basically, just to like put it into a few words, Liverpool as a city feels left hard done by and left out by the establishment. The establishment itself, whether you want to be talking about the government or the royal family, as we all know, Prince Andrew, whether the funds were from anything connected to the government or the Queen or anything like that, or the royal family, he's a nonce. Someone got paid off, just to put it simple. We don't like that. We're quite a socialist city. And then in terms of like Liverpool, maybe not liking the country itself and maybe people from the country and having like the side of, feeling like separated and all that is, there's not one specific reason, there's many reasons. Not to isolate saying that it only happens to Liverpool fans, but some of the mocking and the chants that we get in football games, just the outlook of people that are outside, not from Liverpool, the outlook that they have on the city and the people, not from everyone, but from a lot of people, is just quite bad. So they assume that Scousers are just thieves and all this and horrible bastards and don't work and do this and do that. So Liverpool, as a city, separate themselves from the country, the establishment, the government, and all that. Again, there's more things like I could go into to do with Thatcher and all that, and to do with like some of the stuff that's she said in terms of like basically trying to separate Liverpool and just leave them on their own stuff. So there's loads of things
and all that.
Yeah, there's a massive conversation that can be had about that, but that is what it is. That being said, not every Scouser thinks that. Some Liverpool fans and Liverpool fans and Scousers don't like the England national team and stuff like that. Again, it's such a simple question that has got so many answers to it, which we'll go over on another.
So many different facets and different angles you can look at it from, but it's a good question, Steve. I mean, I'm not a Scouser. I'm over the water, but obviously, in terms of being close to the city and being in the city for work and the footy and stuff, I've got an opinion and I've got knowledge to an extent, but obviously Nate's got a lot more than me on that. But I will just say, fuck Margaret Thatcher, fuck the Tories.
Maggie in the mud.
Maggie's in the mud. Na 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 na. Sorry, got carried away then.
Right, next question. Right, we're gonna go for Stephen's asked the question here. I'm gonna have to change it because I don't really like Indian food because I'm fussy. But Stephen's asked the perfect Indian 7-course meal. So I'm not gonna ask you what your perfect Indian 7-course meal is. I'm gonna change it slightly. I'm gonna ask you, what is your go-to takeaway order? So similar to what we asked last week. What if you had one last meal? But we're gonna ask a slightly different one this week. If you're gonna order the takeaway, imagine now 7 o'clock, you're starving, you're about to sit down and watch like a new series or something. You think, "Oh, I'm gonna order some food." What would you order?
My go-to is
order from as well.
Kebab house, like I know I said last week about pizza and that, but you just can't beat a fucking good pizza from Kebab House.
Yeah.
Fucking bit of doner meat or something on the side. Oh,
yeah,
making me hungry now, lads. I've just had me tea. Yeah, I don't think the scenario you said there about settling down on the sofa and all that. I don't think you could do that with an Indian. I think an Indian's a bit more of a sit at the table, you pop on your short knees, all that bollocks.
Yeah.
So from that point of view, and yeah, kebab house. I mean, you've got an array of there, haven't you? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Chicken,
you can have
pizzas, kebabs,
chicken,
burgers.
pizza, chips,
Would you
onion
put
rings.
Would you put pineapple on a pizza?
I personally, I don't. I would eat it, but I don't. I wouldn't order it. Like, as an example, Paula likes it. I wouldn't say I like it, but like the certain foods I don't like example before, I don't like onions. I won't eat something that's got onions on. Do you know what I mean? But if someone give me a pizza with pineapple on, I'd pick off all the big bits, and then
Put
if I
some
had,
gravy and tomato sauce on it.
no, and then if I had a bite of it and it had a tiny bit of pineapple in, I wouldn't spit it out. I'd just eat it and swallow it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not like, shut up, you. It's not like, it's not the be all and end all. Does it belong on pizza? I mean, if you want to eat it, eat it. You know, fuck what anyone else thinks. I just
Not for me. Like,
it's not really for me either. Like, I'm not saying I like it, but like, if I was to say, yeah, we're on the phone to Domino's now, or your local, yeah, the 𝕊𝕓𝕒 by you. I don't even know if that's still a thing, but
Paradise.
okay, Paradise then. Imagine we're on the phone to them now. There's
Hello,
so
Paradise
many...
Pizza.
Hello? No, there's so many
Hello,
other
Dave.
pizzas that I would have in, like, ahead of that. Like, I wouldn't, like, I'd order a ham pizza. I wouldn't order ham and pineapple. Do you know what I mean?
Paradise do a Cheshire special, which is
Yeah.
simply, and I'm not sure if you like this or not, and there'll be quite a few that do. It's just ham, cheese, and mushroom. But
Yeah, don't like mushroom,
it's
but
just,
ham and cheese is nice. Like,
it's just so unbelievable. Bit of doner meat, bit of garlic mayo. Sit
yeah,
there in front of the telly, little scran
yeah,
sound.
watching a footy or
Indian,
something.
I'm boring as fuck. It's either a korma or a ℍ𝕗𝕗𝕗𝕗. Don't do spicy food. Go fuck yourselves. I want to eat my
Yeah,
food, not sweat while I'm eating it.
I agree. I'm not a massive Indian. Like,
Peshwari naan.
I don't think I've ever ordered an Indian ever. I don't mind. I every now and again in
That's
the
a
house.
mad one. Never ordered one.
No, never.
Ever ordered a Thai?
Shut up, you. No, I just like if I only ever really order like Chinese food or pizza stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Kebab house is
Yeah.
goated, isn't it? Simple
It
as.
is. That's what like
It's got to be.
for me. If it's like tea time, I'm more likely to order like a Chinese meal. Like, say, like late at night when I'm just say like I'm getting some work done on my PC, I'm more likely to then go, do you know what? I'll order a doner burger or I'll order like a pizza or something. Do you know what I mean? Like, was it last night? I don't know. Might have been last night. We had that's literally what I had. I had like a doner burger, which is a burger, doner meat, garlic mayo, and then chips with like some chicken strips. You know what I mean?
Donner's
Like,
burger.
doner's burger, lad. Yeah.
Remember a few weeks back when we in sync both just went, what have we had for tea, lads? And we were like, Donner burger.
Yeah. And this is why me and Gareth have got a set of tits because we're saying the same food on the same night and everything. But
I'd
yeah,
have to grow a beard to hide some
go-to
shins.
would not be a pizza or anything. It wouldn't even be a doner burger. If I wanted to sit down and order a takeaway, it'd be Chinese, and I'd either get
If
salt
I
and
was
pepper
having a
chicken.
sit down one, it'd be Indian.
Yeah, so I'd get salt and pepper chicken, chips, egg fried rice, noodles, sweet and sour sauce, prawn crackers. That's what I would get. Or sweet and sour chicken, salt and pepper chips, noodles, egg fried rice, and prawn crackers. But what else is
I had a
nice if you
few-
haven't had it? ℍ𝕗𝕗𝕗 chicken. So nice. It's like a sticky sweet sauce, but it's
Does he play in
also
Saudi Arabia?
no. He plays for Taiwan. I don't know what the team's called. Never mind. Joke's gone.
Taiwan Hotspurs.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, got a new player called Mickey Lad. Yeah. So if you haven't tried ℍ𝕗𝕗𝕗 sauce, anyone that's listening to this, get on it. It's kind of like it's similar to sweet and sour sauce, but slightly different, more like a little bit more tangy, but it's got a little bit spicy. I can't have it a lot because my stomach's terrible with spicy food, but it's so nice.
I had a few bad experiences with Chinese food a few years back, and I think it's just sort of put me off. I think it was the gluten in it, but yeah. My go-to was sweet and sour. Chinese now generally I'll just get like an egg fried rice, either a sweet and sour or barbecue sauce, and some prawn toast to dip in it, lad. That's my go-to for a Chinese.
Do you not get salt and pepper chicken or anything?
Can't do salt and pepper chicken.
Oh.
I'd burn my grit off.
Fair enough.
Fanny, aren't
Interesting. Right. Next question.
Goated.
Kebab house is up there, like I said. I eat kebab house food more than what I eat Chinese food, but if it,
Can
like I said,
tell.
it just all depends. We'll have less the fat shaming jokes.
Pot kettle black.
Right, next joke. Next
Next
joke.
joke.
Shut up. Next question. This one's from Matthew Joyce. Would you rather listen to your mum and dad shagging for the rest of your life, or join in once and never hear it again after that?
Fuck me. That's one way of fucking closing this episode out, innit?
Yeah.
Would I rather hear them for the rest of my life,
Every single night
or the rest of their lives,
until they're deceased. Yeah.
or join in once? What if you joined in once and you ended up deceasing them?
No, that doesn't work.
Okay.
Oh,
I mean,
if you join in once and deceased them, then it's probably worse, actually, isn't it? Because if you join in, you don't have to listen to them. You've just got the thoughts of like when you've done it.
if you join in, you don't have to listen to them.
So if you join in, once you've done it, it's done. No listening to them for the rest of your life or anything. All you've got is the thoughts in your head of what's happened. Whereas if you don't do that, instead, every single night until they die, you have to listen to your mum and dad raw dogging, clapping their ass cheeks, you know what I mean?
Or you could just go on YouTube or Spotify, put Heads and Laughs on, turn it up to 100, and listen to our beautiful voices instead.
Yeah.
That's
Before you do that, are you goosing your mum and dad, or are you going to listen to them goosing?
Listen, there's only one correct answer, isn't there?
Both.
Nothing a set of AirPods will outward, lads.
Yeah.
Nah, you've got to listen, haven't you? You're not
Yeah.
joining in. You're not unless you're from a certain part of this country.
Yeah, you got like 7 fingers on one hand.
You're listening. I don't care
agree.
what anyone says. You
Yeah.
want to go and goose your mad or da.
Yeah,
Get in the fucking bin.
I agree. Right, that is going to be the end of the podcast. And Gareth's got a nice little fun fact for us to end it before we say goodbye to you.
Yeah, I just wanted to go a little bit full circle, and hopefully this will get the cogs working in your head and nowhere else. Did you know the average human being spends a year of their lifetime on the bog?
Yeah.
A year, lad.
Like 365 days on the toilet in a lifetime.
So imagine just for a whole year sitting on the bog 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Yeah.
The average human spends a year on the bog.
So if they live to like 70 or something, 80.
A year on the bog. I mean, I reckon mine could be 2, maybe 3 years, to be honest. You know, like those little skives you have in work on the bog.
Yeah.
Belters them. Interesting fact that though, isn't it?
Yeah, but the problem is now, like I've got in my mind, I'm thinking of like numbers now. Like I'm thinking like, what's the average shit time for that to be possible? How many shits a week and stuff?
That's just number 2, isn't it?
Yeah, but I mean, say you have a 10-minute shit, and you have one of them a day.
Yeah.
That's 70 minutes a week, which results in say 54 hours a year or 55 hours a year, which is 2 days or 2.5 days a year. Can't be right, that.
Well, maybe it's included pissing as well. The time
It
you
might
stood
be,
at
yeah.
the toilet.
Might be. But it could be completely wrong, to be fair. When I go for a shit, I do not take 10 minutes. I take at least double or triple that, like.
You take 10 minutes just to prep the fucking bog so Paula doesn't hear you.
Yeah. It looks like a nice little piece of origami in the toilet before I start.
Some little swans and that just swimming
Yeah.
about.
A little pond in it. But yeah, there's an
Boss.
interesting fact for you anyway from Gareth. But yeah, that is a podcast, everyone. Thank you for tuning in, as always. As we've mentioned already a couple of times, the Acca of the Week is going to be uploaded on Friday, which is, well, it's today to use now because you're going to be listening to this when it might have already been uploaded. Because we're not doing it as a segment in the podcast, it might actually go up a little bit earlier. But this will all make sense if you've seen it earlier.
Or we'll do it Saturday morning. We'll see what works best.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. There is a Friday night kickoff, so we'll probably get up earlier. But yeah, make sure you go and click on it. Have a little look, see what we've done. Let us know if you've got any bets on. Post yours on the post. Like I said, make sure that you're only spending any money that you can afford to do so. Avoid betting if you're someone that's got an addictive personality, and you can still have a little bet to yourself or whatever, and not put any money on it. When you gamble what you can afford, and yeah, don't waste your money on something that you can't afford to do so in a sense.
Talking
make
about
sure
money though, just a quick one. So if you're listening Friday, if you go and look at the post we put up on Facebook on Thursday regarding our giveaway, simple thing there, we'll give £20 giveaway for a voucher of your choice and a mystery card pack, including an auto card. All you've got to do is like that post, share it onto your timeline, help us grow, any way possible, like shares, whatever. Go and check that post out, get involved, and let's keep it growing.
Yeah, and if we get 250 by the weekend, that's when the giveaway is going to be triggered, by the way. So
correct, yeah.
We're already at like 220 something now, so we've been growing quite a bit. I think we've been pushing the page now for probably 3 weeks or so, haven't we? 2 or 3 weeks. So we've come quite a bit to get an extra 20, 30 followers over the course of 3 days or something is very achievable, especially with your help. But yeah, Gareth, anything else to say before we end?
No, just appreciate a lot of you. Please carry on engaging with us, getting involved, getting those questions in. We it's at the end of the day, that's what it's all about for us to produce content for you to enjoy and for us to have a little
enjoying
laugh
it as well.
100%.
We're enjoying the questions. We want to answer whether we want to 𝕊𝕐𝕟𝕒𝕝𝕐𝕐𝕣𝕐 or listen to them for the rest of our life. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, get the
you might
questions
want
in.
to, lads.
But yeah,
and from a mental health point of view as well, if you want to drop anything our way, emails,
email, yeah.
Especially.
Yeah, going back to the connection to the email, but yeah, bottom of the screen will be all the social medias. Contact us. Keep in touch for updates and all that good stuff. So make sure you check them out. And yeah, it's been a pleasure as always, Gareth. Thank you.
Take it easy,
See you
everyone.
later.